The irony of deception, isn't it? They thought they could weave a web of lies, paint you as the villain, and sit back as the world turned against you. They whispered in hushed tones, fabricating stories, twisting reality until even you began to wonder if the world saw you as nothing more than the caricature they created. But here's the thing about lies. They are fragile. They might spread like wildfire, consuming everything in their path. But the truth, the truth stands like stone, unyielding, unbreakable, waiting for the storm to pass so it can reveal itself in all its undeniable glory. They thought they were in control. They played their little games, pushing you into the shadows, believing that if they repeated the lie often enough, it would become the truth. But reality has a way of correcting itself. Time is the greatest enemy of deception, because eventually masks slip, and the ones who build their existence on falsehoods will always be exposed. And when that moment comes, when the weight of their own deceit crushes them, they will look around for a way out, desperate, scrambling, but there will be none. They will be left with nothing but the reflection of their own treachery, staring back at them, mocking their foolishness. You see, they never expected you to survive the storm. They thought the rumors would break you, that you would wither away under the weight of their falsehoods. They underestimated you. They thought you would plead, beg, or worse, believe the lies yourself, but you didn't. No, you stood firm. Let the storm rage on. Let the whispers grow louder. You knew something they didn't. The truth always has a way of making itself known. It doesn't need to be shouted from rooftops. It doesn't demand validation. It simply exists, waiting for the right moment to emerge and tear through their carefully constructed illusions. And when that moment came, it was glorious. The people who once sneered at you, who turned their backs because it was easier to believe a well-crafted lie than to seek out the truth, suddenly found themselves questioning everything. Doubt crept in. Inconsistencies began to surface. And one by one, the foundations of the lie crumbled, leaving nothing but dust in its place. The ones who spread those lies now stand exposed, their intentions laid bare for all to see. Their desperate attempts to cover their tracks only make their guilt more obvious. Their words, once so sharp, now fall flat, meaningless, devoid of the power they once held. But the most beautiful part? You didn't have to lift a finger. You didn't have to fight, to defend, to stoop to their level. No, you let the universe do the work. You let karma handle what you had no interest in carrying. Because you understood that truth is a force greater than any deception, and those who try to manipulate it always end up tangled in their own web. That is their fate. That is their punishment. They created a storm for you, and now they drown in the flood of their own making. It's poetic, really. They thought they were writing your downfall, yet every lie they spread only sharpened your legend. They tried to break you, but they only made you stronger. They wanted to see you crumble, but you rose higher than ever before. And now, as they scramble to undo the damage, to rewrite history, to shift the blame elsewhere, you remain untouchable because you never needed to prove your worth to begin with. The truth spoke for itself. And them? They are left choking on the ashes of their own deceit. And what happens now? They will try to repair the damage, to make amends in their own twisted way. They might come back with apologies laced with insincerity, with half-truths designed to absolve themselves. They will claim they were misled, that they didn't know any better, that they never meant to hurt you. But you know better. You see them for what they are now. And the best part, you don't even have to acknowledge them. Your silence is louder than any confrontation. your indifference a punishment more severe than any revenge they could have imagined. Because here's the secret they never understood. You were never the villain in this story. You were the lesson, a reminder that truth, no matter how deeply buried, always finds its way to the surface. They thought they could control the narrative, but all they did was expose themselves for who they truly are. And now, they must live with that. Let them sit with their regret. Let them feel the weight of their own lies pressing down on them. Let them watch as the world turns its back on them, the same way they turned their back on you. Let them understand, in the cruelest way possible, that truth is the only currency that matters. Because at the end of the day, their words, their schemes, their illusions, they meant nothing. You walk forward, untouched, unbothered, free, and they remain trapped in the cage they built for you, only now realizing it was meant for them all along. And so, they sit there haunted by the ghosts of their own deception, tormented by the realization that the web they spun to trap you has only ensnared them. The silence that follows their downfall is deafening. No more whispers, no more schemes, no more power over you. They are left with nothing but the echo of their own lies, reverberating in an empty room where no one is listening. They wanted to control how others saw you, but now everyone sees them for who they truly are. The masks they wore so confidently have cracked beyond repair, their credibility shattered, their influence gone, and the people who once believed them, who blindly accepted their words as truth, now look at them with suspicion, with doubt, with the quiet realization that they were nothing more than pawns in a game they never understood. But you stand tall, untouchable, unshaken, not because you fought fire with fire, not because you sought revenge, but because you knew something they didn't. The truth requires no defense. It stands on its own, unmoving, unbreakable, waiting for time to do what time does best: expose what was always meant to be seen. And here's the thing, they will never admit defeat. No, people like them never do. They will scramble to find a new narrative, a new way to twist the story, to paint themselves as victims, as misunderstood, as the ones who were wronged. They will reach for excuses, fabricate justifications, desperately trying to salvage whatever is left of their false image. But it won't work. The damage is already done. Because once a liar is exposed, nothing they say will ever carry weight again. They have lost the one thing they valued most, the illusion of control. And now they wander in the ruins of their own making, looking for an escape, searching for a way to rewrite history. But history doesn't belong to them anymore. It never did. It belongs to the truth, and the truth has already won. And that is the beauty of it all. You never had to fight. You never had to lower yourself to their level. You simply had to wait. And now, as they stumble through the wreckage of their own deceit, you walk away head high, heart untouched, and soul unburdened. They spread lies about you, but in the end, the truth exposed them. And now they must live with it. That is their punishment. That is their fate. And you are free.